Hi, and welcome to Behind the Boardroom, the podcast series of Pottery Software, where we dive deep into the stories of brands and their digital transformation journey. In today's episode, we have Dhruba Mukherjee, the cluster head of Royal Canin India. Dhruba has been instrumental in driving Royal Canin's growth in Indian markets, with a focus of expansion and innovation in the pet care segment. Today, he is going to share his insights on how Royal Canin is expanding its market presence in India, the sales and distribution network, and how technology is driving growth for Royal Canin India.
Hi Radhika, I'm very glad and thankful to you to be over here for this podcast. It's been a great journey with Pottery on the entire DMS and the integration of the DMS. Nice to have you over here too.
Thank you so much. And you've had an impactful journey at Royal Canin. It's been 6 years, and you've also played multiple roles. Can you walk us through your journey at Royal Canin?
Yeah, so I joined as a DC manager, and the DC manager, we have got a DC operations, which is a direct distribution center. What DC is basically a distribution center. And so I joined as a distribution center manager, handling Mumbai and Hyderabad. And after that, I moved as a regional business manager for West. Post that, I moved as a sales acceleration manager. And in my current role, I'm the cluster head for North and West, and taking care of sales and entire business development for Royal Canin. So that's where my career journey has been.
That's been quite a journey, I should say. So, Dhruba, now when you talk about Royal Canin, right, and the broad spectrum of dog and cat food that it provides, could you walk us through the category spread?
So we are having a tailored nutrition, if you look at it, across the entire broad spectrum of covering all cats and dogs. And so in the dogs, we have got a size health nutrition. So different sizes of dogs need different nutritional requirements differ. So we have got different foods for different size. In the dogs, we have got a breed health nutrition. In the cats also, we have got a breed health nutrition. We have got the wet ranges with us, which complement with the dry ranges. We have got the entire care ranges. So care ranges, whenever there is sensitivities and both for the dogs as well as the cats, we have got the entire care range, and we have got the entire veterinary diet range with us. So what Royal Canin does is, right from the birth to the entire life journey of a pet, at different stages, at a different life cycle, we cover the entire nutritional aspects of a pet. And we are a brand, we are pet-centric and pets first, dogs and cats first. So it revolves around it, that what is the requirement for them, what is the nutritional requirement, and so that's how the entire brand is developed.
Oh, that's quite impressive, I should say, because you have specific breed food for each of those breeds as well. And in fact, I think when I was talking to you before this podcast, you had also mentioned that you have specific food when for the kittens and for those puppies. So that's been quite interesting, and I think that's one of your USPs as well, and across the other brands that's there in the market.
Right. So that's how we differentiate from the other brands in the market. We have got a huge range of entire products, and right from the kibble science, and there is so much of science which goes behind our food, so that we give the right nutrition to the pets. It's where we are we as a brand emphasize on, and we develop on it.
So now when there are a lot of other pet care brands in the market, how do you ensure there is obviously brand loyalty, and your basically the pet owners keep coming back and ensure that they keep buying Royal Canin products?
So we are largely a recommendation. We are more than largely, we are a recommendation based brand kind of, and so we are present in 3 pillars: pet specialty retail, a veterinarian, and a breeder. And in all these 3 channels, we drive our sales through recommendation. So we basically want a recommendation to be coming on the food and what is right for, and the aspect of the pet, and thereby we generate. So for us, it is more important the pet health, and so as a brand we then tag along later on it. So that's the fundamentally where we work on. What we do is then we develop generate loyalty across these three pillars, and also emphasize a lot of scientific knowledge, communication, so that they are aware about the nutrition which is there in the pack, and they can communicate to the pet parents, and the pet parents can then get the right nutrition for the pets. So this entire journey is then, that's how we play a role and a part in this entire journey of a pet health.
So now when we talk about, loyalty, is it because, the pet parents are seeing actually significant difference in the pets itself that they keep coming back and buying the, products? Or is there anything else that Royal Canin is doing for this?
So the point is how it differentiates, it mostly works on the pet health. So if our products, there is so much of science and so much of knowledge which is there in the product, right from the what is the protein percentage, what is the fat percentage at different stages is required. So it varies kind of on the entire thing to an extent that I'll give you an example. For example, kibbles. So Persian has a Persian kibble. If you look at, we have got a Persian breed product with us. In the Persian kibbles, because the Persians have the back of the tongue, they flick the food, and so the kibble has been designed in a way that so that they can pick up the food. So the entire back in France, where our head office is there, we have got a catchery of more than 500 cats and dogs, and on those researches we do in it, and based on those researches and what we get of it from them, and mostly our researchers also do not insert a needle. So it's basically have food, look at the stool, then get back on the the reports of that, and then again emphasize on it, and then what nutrition would be the right for the pet. So that's how the entire products and the research behind it is developed.
Wow, that's actually quite impressive,
Yeah.
I should say.
Yeah.
Because I think, even when I see a pet owner, right, and before coming to this podcast, I did ask them, what is the, what brand do they give to their pet? And almost everybody, I should say, they said Royal Canin.
Wow, nice to hear from that.
All right, now coming to the distribution network of Royal Canin, right? How do you ensure that there is, maximum reach across these sales channels for the products?
So basically, we are a completely imported kind of a brand, and we have got a factory in. So we source it from 3 factories in India, rather 4. So basically, we source it from Johannesburg, South Africa. We source it from Amargue in France. We source it from South Korea, and we also source the wet pouches which comes from Brooks in Austria. And once the products are sourced, they come to the bonded warehouse, okay, and from the bonded warehouse, then it reaches our DC operations. We have got 7 DCs. I will talk about it in more details. And from the 7 DCs, then we reach out to more than 7,000 retailers and more than 100 distributors. So we have got 7 DCs, and when we say as 7 DCs is key markets for us where our DC operations are there, and we would like to be closer to those markets kind of on a real-time basis. And in terms of servicing, so in our route to market, we have got Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Pune as the 7 DCs where we have a direct operations kind of. And apart from that, the rest of all the towns are catered through distributors, and that's where the role of the DMS, and that's where the real-time basis of looking at the data of which retailer bought what pack and how is our distributor servicing it, and everything becomes very important and critical for us.
So this is the offline channel. So is Royal Canin products even available online, or the other brands that
yes,
are available?
Royal Canin is available online. We are having direct partner with e-com and e-trade, and we sell it on Amazon, and so we are there in the online presence also.
And now I should say, how has the implementation of technology actually helped optimize these delivery routes? Because you're covering like a wide area, right? And your presence all over India. So how is technology helping with that?
So exactly. So that's what I was saying. So with technology, we have on the 7 DCs, we have our own in-house software through which we are getting a real-time basis of what is being ordered, what is required kind of, and it becomes more important for us because since we are an importer kind of, we must be in a position to since we are not importers exactly, but since it's an import we do, and so we must know our
right
forecasting
Correct.
And so our forecasting and the demand whatever is generated from the market. So having said that, in our own software we do have the entire visibility at it. The challenge and the was where in our rest of the distributor markets we have more than 100 distributors. In those rest of these other than the DC operated markets, we didn't get the visibility of what stock is being ordered by which retailer at what point of time, how is the distributor servicing it, are the schemes or the promotions being passed on to the retailer, is the distributor manpower visiting the market, is he able to collect the orders. So all of this was something which was more you believe on rather than you had something to look at the entire thing, and we were much more dependent on our distributors to supply whatever data kind of. And from no visibility to very real small visibility to this day, having partnered with Boardroom, we have complete visibility with regard to stocks, the inventory at the distributor point, distributor supplies and distributors route to the market, what is being ordered, what is the demand generation which is coming from there, to right from looking at our manpower and our manpower using this DMS software and the Salesforce automation also in order to help have a seamless integration of supplies from the retail point to the retail point from the distributor points. So that's the evolution we have taken, and that's where we see a lot of fundamentally Boardroom helping us to give a lot of visibility.
You mentioned secondary data visibility was one of the factors to at least go about seeing that there is a need for a DMS solution for Royal Canin India. Was there any other aspect apart from this that that Royal Canin India decided that no, this is the time that we need a DMS?
So the point is, at various points we were getting challenged, with regard to our forecasting and what products we get, and our distributors are carrying stocks, but if we don't get a visibility of what stocks they are carrying at what point of time, and what is the orders which are getting from the market, so we were not correct in getting our forecast kind of. Point number one. So we wanted a real-time visibility on the inventories at the distributors kind of. From the distributor inventories where we were getting it when asked for, or once in a quarter or once in a year kind of. And so the challenge was we wanted more visibility on that so that our forecast gets much stronger. Having said that, we also wanted to understand with forecast it comes at what is the demand generation in the market. So on the demand generations aspect of what was required in the market, so we were not having a real-time visibility, not even real-time, otherwise also any visibility on what is the requirement. It's once in a period or once in what we call it as a period or a month kind of, that the visibility of what stocks are being procured and if there are any trends and changes kind of. To understand, that Royal Canin plays around more than 250 SKUs, okay, at the products. So the more we have data and cuts of data, the look at the secondaries at a channel level, we have more visibility on what we should be procuring. Point number one, what is the market requiring, and is there something that there is a gap and we can fulfill the gap. So the entire thing needed a lot of real-time visibility of it. And also the technology has helped us to see the transparency in the system. So previously we were and we trust our distributors that on what is being passed on to the market, on promotions and whatever schemes and etc. But with DMS coming in, we are able to see it on a real-time basis, that the schemes and the promotions being passed on to the trade, how it helps us to keep them more engaged, have more loyalty, which we get from our customers, that is our retailers as well as our veterinarians, and since we play on our veterinarians as well as breeders, so it's now helping us to look at the entire broad spectrum of how this can be more engaging with our partners. So this is where it has significantly helped us.
Wow, I'm really glad that, Boardroom software and the DMS and the SFH solution is really helping Royal Canin India. Now, Royal Canin India is also seen like a very high adoption rate, right, of DMS. So do you have any tips and tricks on what Royal Canin India did differently to ensure that there is a significant increase in the DMS adoption?
Okay, so a lot of our distributors and majority of our distributors are mostly having Royal Canin as the only brand they have, and all largely they are into pet food or FMCG kind of a distributors, whereby they are aware about these softwares and the entire thing. The merit what the distributor had started seeing is, he had started seeing on the real-time basis his salesman reaching to the market, his salesman getting those orders, what is being coming to the DMS, and then subsequently he being supplying over there. And so he had also started looking at the visibility of the data. So the challenge was also that the distributor also didn't get a complete visibility on what was happening in his market. Today the distributor finds it. So moment a partner finds that there is merit in the entire thing, and this is where it is helping us. So that's how we seen that the partners have found merit, that why they should adopt it, how will it significantly help in their own operations and building their operational efficiencies at their end. So this is how it has worked on. And so more the engaged partners, more you get into this technology, you will see that faster adoptions. And luckily for us, we have got a lot of engaged partners with us.
I think I absolutely agree to that. I mean, if the users are actually seeing significant impact in their business, then definitely the adoption rate is going to be really high.
Right. That's how it is.
So now, how would you describe your engagement with the Boardroom team and your experience working with the Boardroom suite of products? You can go about mentioning any names or any other detail that you want to share with us.
Yeah, so for me, it started way back in 2021. We started looking out for DMS, and that's where we realized that we need to get into have DMS for our indirect distribution, whereby we wanted to look at various vendors. Having said that, right from getting them on board to wherever we have seen technical challenges, we have reached out. We have found a lot of support from Boardroom and the Boardroom team with regard to it. They have also customized a lot of things for us, which has helped significantly for our way we wanted to look at cuts of data kind of. And it's for anything or for any technical kind of a thing where we are dependent on a technology partner. It is very important that we share a relation which is more collaborative and mutual. And the Royal Canin and Mars, if you understand that out of the 5 principles, we've got a principle of mutuality, and it has been very mutual in our way we have looked at the entire collaboration wherever we have got stuck, wherever we have reached on a day-to-day basis, or for a long term with regard to developing certain aspects in the software. It's been fabulous, and looking forward for many years together on this.
Wow, that's wonderful. So now on a rate of, on a scale of 0 to 10, how would you rate Boardroom software and the team?
Well, I would put it somewhere above 8.5 to a 9 kind of, with regard to what levels of support we have got on it.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much, Dhruba, for making the time to, do this podcast with us. I'm really glad that, we came to the Royal Canin office and, and held this podcast here.
Thanks, Radhika. Thanks for coming down to Royal Canin. I hope you have a great day.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.